Okay, now we're going to read the parable of the wheats and the tares found in Matthew chapter 13. But first of all, let's examine what is a wheat and what is a tare. Wheat is a crop. When it is fully grown, it is used for grain, and it is used for food that we eat pretty much every day of our lives. It is grown into cereals, grains, bread, and all types of things. And on the other hand, the tares is pretty much good for nothing. It's not edible, and it is just good for plants. It is not a food group. But as you could see over here in the picture, the wheat and the tares, before they are fully grown, look almost identical. They look exactly the same. So if they're both grown together, there's no way you can tell one from the other, except for when the harvest time, when they're both fully grown. The tare stays exactly the same way it is, but look at what happens to the wheat right here. It grows into totally something different, and the grain produces on it. So basically the wheat produces fruit, but the tares do not produce fruit. Okay, so now we're going to pick it up in Matthew chapter 13. We'll pick it up in verse 24. This is Jesus speaking a parable to his disciples. Another parable he put forth to them, saying, The kingdom of heaven is like a man who sowed good seed in his field. 25. But while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat and went his way. But when the grain had sprouted and produced a crop, then the tares also appeared. 27. So the servants of the owner came and said to him, Sir, did you not sow good seed in your field? How then does it have tares? They was asking him, Didn't you plant only good seed over here? Why are the tares growing here also in your field, Lord? 28. But he said unto them, An enemy had done this. The servants said to him, Do you want us then to go and gather them up? Question. They're asking him, Do you want us to go to take the bad seeds, which is the tares, out of your field? Listen what Jesus replies in the parable. But he said, No, or else while you gather up the tares, you will also uproot the wheat with them. He was telling them, no, don't go get the tares out of there, because basically what he was saying, without you knowing, you're going to pluck up the wheat, which is the good seed too, because remember, they look so much alike before they are fully grown in the harvest. Because watch what he says. 30. Let both of them grow together until the harvest. And at the time of harvest, I will say to the reapers, First gather the tares, and bind them in bundles, to burn them. But gather the wheat into my barn. Now, very important thing over here, he said first to gather the tares, which are the bad seed. And then he said to gather the wheat into my barn. So the ones who were taken out of the field first were the bad seed, the tares. Now keep in mind, Jesus said here to his angels, which are the reapers who reap the harvest, No, do not go take out the bad seed out of my field, which the field represents the world, but let them, both the good and the bad, grow up together. And then at the end of the world, which is the harvest, gather up the bad and burn them into the fire. So the only ones who've been taken anywhere were the bad ones here. Now let's read a little ahead in Matthew 13, same chapter. Let's just skip down to verse 36. And watch what it says here, how it explains everything so clearly. 36. Then Jesus sent the multitude away, and went into the house. And his disciples came to him, saying, Explain to us the parable of the tares in the field. Now guys, open your mind and your ears right now, your eyes and your ears, because this is one of the few times that Jesus actually sits down to explain his parable. Verse 37. Jesus answered and said to them, He who sows the good seed is the Son of Man. That's Jesus Christ, the one who planted the good seed. Verse 38. The field is the world. The good seeds are the sons of the kingdom, but the tares, the bad seeds, are the sons of the wicked one, the sons of Satan. 39. The enemy who sowed them is the devil, naturally. The harvest, which is the time where you gather the fruit, the harvest is the end of the age, which is the end of the world. And the reapers are the angels. The ones who gather the fruit are the angels. Verse 40. Therefore, as the tares are gathered and burned into the fire, so shall it be at the end of this age, the end of the world. Verse 41. The Son of Man will send out his angels, his reapers, and they will gather out of his kingdom all things that offend, and those who practice lawlessness. And he will cast them into the furnace of fire. There will be wailing and gnashing of teeth. Then the righteous will shine forth as the sun in the kingdom of their Father. He who has ears to hear, let him hear. So now that we read the explanation to the parable, let's read the parable itself again, and let's just see how clear things start to unfold now, and watch what kind of good understanding we'll have of it now. Matthew 13:24. Another parable Jesus put forth to them, saying, The kingdom of heaven is like a man who sowed good seed in his field. But while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat, and went his way. But when the grain had sprouted and produced a crop, then the tares also appeared. So the servants of the owner came and said to him, Sir, did you not sow good seed in your field? How then does it have tares also? He said to them, An enemy has done this. This servant said to him, Do you want us then to go and gather them up? 29. But he said, No, or else while you gather up the tares, you will also gather the wheat with them. But let them both grow together until the harvest. And at the time of the harvest I will say to the reapers, First gather the tares and bind them in bundles to burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn. Now, he's just now saying that both of them, both good and bad, are going to stay together here until the end of the world. Now we only got about a minute left in this video, so let's find out really quickly what Jesus says about the one being taken out of the field. We pick it up in Matthew chapter 24, verse 36. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood of Noah, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark. And they knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Then 2 men shall be in the field, remember the field, the one shall be taken and the other shall be left. 2 women shall be grinding at the mill, the one shall be taken and the other shall be left. Remember that we should all stay in the field until the end of the world. Do you really want to be the one taken by the enemy, where there's weeping and gnashing of teeth and fire?